If you're currently sat in the UK looking at Dubai as an investment destination, with the elections around the corner, I'm going to explain to you which locations you should be looking at and which locations you shouldn't. Hello and welcome back to another episode of What's the Deal? My name's Jack from Edison Towers, and today I'm going to discuss the British investors. We have recently seen a new launch next to Emaar Beachfront by H&H, which is the Dubai Harbour Residences. Now, if you've watched a few of these episodes previously, I'm telling investors at the moment to tread with a lot of caution in this market. The one-bedroom prices for a property which is 1,000 square feet in that project is coming in at just over £1 million. So they're priced with a view towards the community at around 4.6 million dirhams. And for a full harbour view overlooking where the super yachts are moored, you're looking at around 5.5 million. A direct comparison to those projects, or that development in particular, is the neighbouring towers of Emaar Beachfront, where you can actually buy a 2-bedroom, 1,100 square foot apartment, ready now or ready next year, for around 4.8 million dirhams. So you can either buy a apartment without a view, 2 minutes away around the corner for 4.6, 4.7, or a 2-bedroom for the same price. You tell me what's a better investment. Right now, there are a few developments which I think still have some capital appreciation still to go. Emaar Beachfront is one of those destinations. That new Dubai Harbour development, although I don't think it's a very good buy, the towers and the properties immediately around that location are really going to benefit from having such a luxury development next door. They are low-rise, similar to Blue Water's Port de la Mer, and they are on an island next to a marina which is completely functioning and actually got some beautiful boats already harboured there. So would I buy the H&H collection of the Dubai Harbour Residences? Probably not. Would I buy an Emaar Beachfront for a 2-bedroom for the same price? Absolutely. On my previous episodes, I've discussed the importance of location and some of the historical data supporting why smaller, low-rise developments on private islands in Dubai do extremely well. The examples for this that I shared previously is Blue Waters, which is where the AIM, or the Dubai Eye for a lot of people calling it, that island has seen a huge amount of capital appreciation. Not only that, but obviously Palm Jumeirah, which is now going through its final maturing phase, whereby we've only got around 8 projects now currently under development, where that island is going to be completely finished. Further up the coast towards the airport, if you like, we have Bulgari Residence, which was a group of 6 buildings, all low-rise again, on a marina. You can't get into Bulgari now for less than, I would say, 8.5, 9 million for a 1-bedroom, okay? The people that own that are very reluctant to sell because it's an asset which is going to stand the test of time, and it very much has become a landmark destination here in the UAE. Next to Bulgari is a location which I think, if you're an investor at the moment, and I've discussed it previously, is Port de la Mer. There is a marina built there. There's a hotel which is currently under construction, and some of the buildings have handed over, with a further 2 buildings still under construction to be handed over next year sometime. This island not only shares its amenities with the apartments surrounding the marina, so you have views over towards the ocean, the Gulf, or towards the marina, but it also shares the island with townhouses and villas. So the amenities are not going to be designed for those people who are, should we say, living in the apartments. They're going to be geared towards the demographic of people living in those townhouses and villas, which now are starting at around 18 million dirhams. Great for investors because a 1-bedroom apartment in Port de la Mer is still around 2.3, 2.4 million dirhams. For a good view over towards the sunset side and the Gulf, you're looking at more around the 2.6, 2.7 mark. When the marina is fully finished and there are actually boats moored there, with the private beach next door, next to where the hotel is being built, and when all of the amenities come and the retail spaces are fully occupied, I still believe in the fact that that little community there only 15 minutes from downtown, still has 15-20% growth in it. So that is one of the locations which I would really, really recommend to you. Now, that's a good location. What is what I believe a difficult location, or a location which a lot of investors purchased in because they were attracted by the pricing and the offering in terms of the amenities that the developer put into the brochures, and that is Damac Lagoons. We are seeing a huge amount of investors which purchased into Damac Lagoons off plan now trying to exit their position with zero or very little capital appreciation. This community, when it's ready, comprises of 8 sub-communities. There is going to be around 6,000 units in total handing over a 3-year period from 2026, 27 and 28. With 6,000 townhouses and villas hitting the market, what is that going to do to the rental income and the overall market sentiment in that particular location? Now, Damac have been traditionally the least desirable developer for a lot of people here in the UAE, because when they purchased off-plan to when they actually received handover the property, they were very, very disappointed, and their expectations were certainly not met in terms of quality. Damac are traditionally a developer which haven't really delivered, and there have been many delays. Damac Hills is a fantastic community, but the quality of the properties that actually handed over there were very, very poor. I had a client that purchased one of the Fendi designed villas, which were around 12 million. And when he got into that villa, there was around, I think he's mentioned it was about 270 different snagging issues in that villa. When he took that to the customer care team at Damac to highlight all of these issues and obviously try and get some of his money reimbursed, it wasn't a very successful outcome, unfortunately, for him. I think he got reimbursed about 40,000 dirhams. Not great. So, to combat this, Damac then have obviously targeted UK investors. They built a tower in Nine Elms. There's a Damac building there called Damac Nine Elms to try and boost their reputation to the UK or the British buyers, okay? A huge focus on marketing has gone to the Brits, and a lot of people in England are getting hit with a lot of Damac marketing that do not know about the quality of the problems that has happened historically with that developer. There are people that I know now, investors contacting me saying, hey, look, I bought a 6-bed in Damac Lagoons for 5.8 with DLD. It takes it up to 6 million. The transactions on those properties now are no more than 5.2. So anybody trying to exit that position is actually in a hole. Similarly, Damac Bay, next to where the H&H development, the Dubai Harbour Residences, is located, people that are trying to exit their positions there are losing money at the moment. So tread with some caution when you're looking at the right developers. Having somebody that has been in the market in Dubai, that has seen the evolution of the developer and the history of some of these master communities that have handed over is key. You really need somebody with your best interests in mind to represent you and guide you and navigate you through some of these decisions that you're making as an investor, what to look for and what to definitely avoid. Okay, so Emaar South, that is part of a big part of the press releases that are happening at the moment. There's a huge amount of PR going on for the corridor, which is now going to be home to the world's largest airport. There are 2 points that I would like to make here for any investors looking in that area. Does it have long-term capital appreciation forecast? Yes. Is it already priced in at the moment? Probably. Is it a 2-year play? No, it is a 10-year play. You also need to consider that airport, as good as it is going to be extremely busy. It's going to be the busiest airport in the world. How many people, honest question to you as an investor, because you need to look at this, if you're buying a property to rent out in the future, you need to look at the lifestyle offering to tenants when the property is hands over. Now, because it's EMAR, you know what you're getting is going to be delivered on time, it's going to be good quality, and the community offering is going to be the best in the market. However, do tenants want to pay a high price and a premium for living underneath the busiest flight path in the world? I don't know the answer to that question. Personally, I wouldn't, because you'll see the flight path coming in at the moment for Dubai International, and it's every 30 seconds. You've got the queue of traffic coming in. It's quite impressive, really, when they all kind of move around and all slot into the flight path. Having a plane fly over your back garden 24/7, every 30 seconds, for me, it's not a desirable destination to live. You tell me. It's your decision, it's your money, but I personally think, yes, it's got capital appreciation in the future, but a lot of the tenants living out there are still going to be the guys that with a, should we say, a mediocre salary. You're not going to get those high rentals that you're going to get in some of the key areas. Is it a good option because it's EMAR? Yes. What's the lifestyle offering going to be like for tenants? I don't know. There's an argument for both, I suppose. I'm on the fence with that. There is, however, one project which I'm very fond of. It's only 35 minutes away from Dubai Marina. Anything ocean side of Sheikh Zayed Road. So you'll be familiar with places like City Walk, Port de Mer, which I've mentioned, Bulgari, EMAR Beachfront, Palm Jumeirah, Dubai Marina, Blue Waters. Anything ocean side of Sheikh Zayed Road, for me, if you can pick up a townhouse or a villa for under 5 million there, on that same line, you are doing very, very well. Now, there is only one development that is meeting those requirements at the moment, and that is further south. It sits just over the border from the Emirate of Dubai. It actually sits in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. However, it's only 30 minutes away from Dubai Marina. It actually took me 28 minutes to get there from the center of the community to Dubai Marina. That is a shorter travel time for me. Living in Dubai Hills and working on Palm Jumeirah on a daily basis to get home takes me 40 minutes. So it's actually a shorter time to commute than me living in Dubai Hills, which is 8 kilometers away in rush hour, than me traveling around 45 kilometers south. This project is called Al Jurf Gardens. I'm a big believer in the area. They've just launched another development, which is another island project just off the coast of there. So Al Jurf sits in a nature reserve on the mainland, and the next project that is just released is called Shah Emirates, which is on its own private island. Just explain to you the importance of buying or the successful stories that I'll explain to you about the properties which sit on private islands with a finite number of properties and land. You'll see the highest amount of capital appreciation. This is another one of those locations. Now, it's not cheap, it's not affordable. It's for an investor looking for a trophy asset similar to Bulgari. The one bedrooms there are starting at around 5 million dirhams. However, the lifestyle offering there is completely different, and it's the first of its kind here in the UAE. It's geared towards health and wellness. You are going to be living in a private, secluded island surrounded by large villas with a residential apartment complex next door to the first health and wellness clinic run by Shah in the region. So it's a very, very unique development. And when you have a private island mixed with a unique lifestyle offering, that is when you see a huge amount of uplift on your prices. So that is another area, if you are an investor at the moment, for me, that you really need to focus on. There is a huge amount of noise at the moment in the market with launches happening on a daily basis. If you're an investor in the UK and you're looking overseas to invest in Dubai with the elections around the corner, you really need somebody on the ground here who's got your best interests in mind to represent you and steer you into some of the better developments. If you don't do that and you go on maybe what just a developer rep says, or an agent who's only motivated by making a sale from some of these developers that are paying the highest commissions, you will be left in a hole financially. It is that simple. There is a huge amount of stock coming out onto the market over the next 3 years, and you need to have purchased in a location that is going to be desirable enough for tenants to want to live there in order for your occupancy rates to be high and for you not to lose any money. We are very much in a peak of the market at the moment with the next couple of years. Well, they're definitely going to be very interesting. But some of the master developments that are handing over throughout this year and into next year, they are the ones which I think you can still have a pretty good return if you're buying to flip a property. If you have a 5 to 10 year view, you need to be in a location which is going to stand the test of time. And island locations and destination developments or master communities in the UAE have outperformed anything else. So if you are looking for some help or assistance making your decision or just navigating the market here to help you come to a more informative decision with your hard-earned money, then please get in touch with me. My name is Jack from Edwards Towers, and I'll see you again for another episode of What's the Deal?